Okay, Professor Jim Schultz here from my Finance 670 class. As promised, I wanted to go ahead and do a video solution for the stock valuation practice problems I sent you guys. And so I'm going to take a few minutes here and kind of work through a couple of these problems that you guys have already been working through, just to make sure that you guys, have a better grasp on this material. Again, it's not too challenging, but it's important that you guys, understand these basics before I see you again in Finance 680. So I thought we would go through number 1 and number 5 in today's video. So in number 1, you've got a company that just paid a dividend of $1.79 to its shareholders. The company announced that the future dividends will be increasing by 3.2%, so that's your G. That is your D0, right? D0 being a dividend that's just paid. Your required return is 10.5%. How much are you willing to pay to purchase one share of this stock? In other words, how much is this stock worth today? So what you need to use is the constant growth formula, which you actually see right here. That is P0 is equal to D1 over R minus G. Now you're given D0 at $1.79, so you need to find D1. And again, as you saw kind of in the stock valuation basics lecture video discussion, D1 is equal to D0 times 1 plus G. So that's how you get your 1.847. That pops right into this equation, and then it just becomes a simple plug and chug. You get $25.30. So that's number 1 from the stock valuation practice. Now, number 5, I think number 5 is a good problem to go through because it's very similar in nature, but it will kind of showcase a shortcut that's kind of important to understand and will be helpful for you from time to time. So you have a company that just paid a dividend of $4.15. Dividends are going to grow at a constant rate of 4.5%. So once again, there's D0. There's G. Your required return is 12. What is the expected stock price 6 years from today? So in other words, what is P6? Now, remember from the stock valuation basics discussion, as long as you have constant growth, any stock price at any point in time is going to be equal to the next dividend divided by R minus G. So if I'm looking for P6, I need D7, right? Now, you're given D0 at 4.15. What is one way that you could solve this problem? If you wanted to, you could find D1 and then D2 and then D3 and then 4, 5, 6, and 7. You could go the brute force way and you could power through those dividends and you could get to D7 that way. However, there is a much faster way by kind of using one of the properties of math. So if you know D0 and you're looking for D7, D7 is going to be equal to D0 times 1 plus G raised to the 7th power. So you can fast forward right to a future dividend from any previous dividend. Okay, so the kind of the rule of thumb here is if I'm looking for D7, then that's going to be equal to D0 times 1 plus G raised to the 7th power. Any D that you're looking for on the left-hand side, so this is 7, right? The subscript, so the dividend that you're starting with, and the exponent must sum together to the subscript on the left-hand side. So in other words, if this problem were altered slightly and I gave you D number 1, this would look like this. D7 is equal to D1 times 1 plus G raised to the 6th power. Okay? So that's kind of how you utilize the shortcut that you guys saw in my solutions here. So you jump right from D0 to D7. It comes out to be 5.648. You pop that guy right in the equation and you get $75.31. So that is how you solve number 5. And there's a brief video solution for you guys on a couple of these problems.